Welcome to the beginning and the end. Before we get to today's video, I want to take a moment to talk about Patreon. That's right, we are on Patreon now, and we have a bunch of tiers with a bunch of great rewards. You can subscribe and get things like early access to all reactions, depending on your tier, depends on which reactions you get early access to. You can vote on polls exclusive to patrons that will help determine future reaction series and more. You will get to just have various choices in terms of like getting to choose future reactions I react to, getting to choose first impressions I check out, all kinds of different rewards, and possibly more coming in the future. We're still new at this. We're still figuring things out. It's a process. It's a process. But we have multiple tiers, so whatever you would be able to donate, if you're able and willing to donate, is appreciated. It helps me out, it helps the channel out, it helps us grow. It's going to help just, standardly. It's just something new to check out. Plus, if you like getting the reactions early, that's also a plus. But it is optional. If you're unable to do it, that's completely fine. All reactions will come to YouTube just a little bit later, a week later or so. So that all being said, thank you as always so much, and let's get on with today's video. And with that being said, hey everyone, welcome to Princess Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with my blind reaction to One Piece LA Season 2 Episode 1. It has been quite a while. It's been a couple years. I think it was 2023, so it's been 3 years since Season 1 came out. And we've been waiting, but seasons 2 and 3 were worked on together, I believe, so season 3 should be coming a lot quicker. Probably next year, probably the beginning of next year. If not this year, that would be a huge surprise. That would be a very welcome surprise. But we have season 2, and this season we're focusing heavily on Baroque works. Most of the marketing has been centered around them, and we're going to be ending with Drama Island. So Wapol is going to be our final villain of the season. But they're going to be setting up a lot more for the future for Alabasta, which season 3 is probably going to be just entirely Alabasta. Which is exciting, because that means they're going to put forth all of that time into the one arc. Which I think it deserves. I think Alabasta, if anything, deserves that. I would be surprised if season 3 went beyond Alabasta. So for this season, we're starting with LOGUETOWN. We're starting before we even get into the Grand Line. And then we have Reverse Mountain, we have Whiskey Peak, we have Little Garden, and then we have Drum Island. So we're going to be getting a lot of great characters. We've been seeing them in the marketing. We've been seeing a lot of the posters that have been released. A lot of great actors coming in as well, like David Dastmalchian. For those who don't know, David Dastmalchian was Polka Dot Man in the Suicide Squad with the James Gunn one. He was also in Late Night with the Devil and many, many other things. He's going to be in the upcoming Street Fighter movie as M. Bison. He's become a pretty big actor. So the fact that they got him to be Mr. 3 in this is fantastic. Also, he just looks like Mr. 3. He looks perfect for the role. And I think he's going to knock it out of the park. We got Sharitha Chandran from Bridgerton fame as Miss Wednesday. Very excited for her. We got Joe Manganiello, pretty notable actor, huge nerd, huge with D&D especially. He's going to be Crocodile. We got so many great names, and I'm very excited to see all of them. But I'm also very excited to see, I think, our first character who's going to be entirely in CG, and that is Tony Chopper. Chopper is a huge mainstay character for the series. He's just so beloved. And I'm I've been very excited to see all his different forms because we're going to be getting that especially this season. We've had devil fruit powers obviously, but we haven't gotten Zoan devil fruit powers. And we're getting 2 of them because we also have Dalton in the Drum Island section of this. Dalton with his cow fruit model bison, and Chopper with his human fruit. We're going to get to see Chopper's different points. I assume we're going to see heavy point. We're going to see his natural smaller form. We're going to see his more actual reindeer form. Horn point maybe. Does horn point happen here? I don't know. But we're going to see plenty of stuff. And I'm very excited for that. But yeah, we're gonna see Dalton in his different forms. We're gonna see Wapple. He's pretty wacky. Gonna be a lot of CG there. We might be seeing Karoo. It's very unclear at this moment because Karoo has not been in any marketing. But Karoo is such a beloved character. I feel like it would be a huge misstep to not include him. But we're going to see Laboon. And we're going to see Brooke in the Laboon flashback. Even though Brooke wasn't really properly shown in the Laboon flashback at this point. In the manga and anime. But because there's not really any reason to hide that at this point, we're going to see that. I'm just so excited. I'm just so excited. I have been waiting for this for so long. Oh, Dory and Broggy. Don't want to forget Dory and Broggy on Little Garden. But it's like there's so many great moments that we're gonna get here. We're gonna get the return of Buggy and Alvita in LOGUETOWN. We're gonna get Dragon debuting. We're gonna get Smoker and Tashigi. It's like there's this Robin. I haven't even mentioned Robin yet. Miss All Sunday. It's like there's just so much to be excited about. There's just so much to be excited about. This, we might even get a glimpse at Mr. 2. Because think about it. Mr. 2 normally debuts in the manga and anime, I believe, right after Little Garden. Because he was sent to go after Mr. 3. And I believe the actor playing him is Cole Escala, if I got the name right. If I didn't, I apologize, but I believe that's the name. So he's already been cast. And we also have Xolo Meraduena as Ace. He's famous for not Karate Kid, but Cobra Kai. Same franchise, but Cobra Kai and Blue Beetle and whatnot. He's gonna be Ace, and he might appear at the very end, like as like a little stinger after at the very end, like how Smoker appeared at the very end of season 1. So we might be getting him there because in the manga and anime, Ace appears at the end of Drum Island because there was a flashback of him like asking them to let Luffy know that he would meet him in Alabasta. So we'll definitely get more of him in season 3, but we might get a glimpse of him here. And then there's also another character who I know is going to appear in this season, because I've already heard about this. And he's appearing way before you would normally think he would. But he's appearing this early because in canon, he would be here at this time. And I will geek out when he appears, because I love his character so much. But it's like he's naturally going to be here at this time, but you don't know he was here at this time until technically post time skip. Until until like you find him like at that time and he becomes a character. Then you find out, oh, he was actually there back before. And it's like, I'm so excited to see how they portray him. But yeah, I'm like very hype for this season. It's just looking like it's going to be one of the best seasons of television that we're really going to be able to get right now. So I say we just get into it and see what we have in store. Hold up just a sec. Before you click that link down in the description below to get to today's video, I want to remind you of all the awesome content we have both on this channel and the Princess of Gaming channel. Let's check it out. Welcome to the Afterthoughts. We'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. If you're a One Piece fan, especially a longtime fan of the series like I am, I've been a fan of One Piece for over 2 decades. Like, not even exaggeration. I watched One Piece when it first debuted with the 4Kids dub. Back in the day. I am pretty much a lifelong fan of this series. I feel like any fan watching this would see this episode as a masterpiece. Everything about it was so perfectly crafted. It was a good adaptation while also integrating new aspects to it that weren't in the original manga and anime. The expansion of Baroque works and even some completely just new aspects like Miss All Sunday giving Tashigi an invitation, that is fascinating to me. That is so fascinating for so many reasons. But like you get the expansions as well with like getting to see Barto and everything, Bartolomeo. It's like you don't normally see him in the series until the Dressrosa arc, which is like I want to say that's like in the 500s or something in terms of episodes. Maybe even later than that. No, it would be later than that, because the 500s are about where the time skip happens. So maybe like the 700s. But it's like, it's way, way in the future. It's past the time skip. And you do find out Bardo was in LOGUETOWN on this day. But you never see him. When you even go back and like look at the old episodes. His inclusion in this is like far and away something that you would not like have seen at this point. So having it here is like so fascinating. But also it makes sense. But also his role was big. Like he was a notable character. I didn't expect him to have like so many interactions with the Straw Hats. Though it does kind of make sense. It does kind of fit. It's like, yeah, that tracks as to like how that's all going to like work. But still. And then Smoker and Tashigi, like perfect. Absolute perfection. Like they did so well at it. And I really love that they did do the ice cream scene with Smoker because it establishes him so well. The ice cream scene is such an important one for Smoker as a character for a couple reasons. not only does it establish him being like, nice to kids and just an overall good person, but you notice that physical like attacks and stuff don't hit him. Because of his plume plume abilities, I believe that's the name of the devil fruit, the plume plume fruit. Um all like physical attacks and stuff go through him. That pretty much would mean that because the ice cream would physically hit him, his guard is down around, innocent civilians. He doesn't have his guard up for civilians because he doesn't need to, because he believes in and trusts in them, because he cares for civilians greatly. And so his guard not being up, like the ice cream not going through him, like going through the smoke, shows that this girl was never a threat to him and never someone he would be worried about, but also someone who he wouldn't have a reason to like need to defend from. And then again, his response shows his caring nature. Tashigi, her interactions with Zoro were great. Zoro like comparing her to Kuina. It's like, it's so good. Buggy and Alvita were fantastic. Alvita's slip fruit in the manga and anime is a little more theatrical. It's a little more like wild and crazy, but it would be very hard to portray that in the live action. So it makes sense that they kind of dialed it back a bit here. We got to see the cloaked figure. I'm gonna leave it at that for now. We got to see him stopping Smoker from taking out Luffy. That's so good. And the little Easter egg we saw, like with the person who appeared behind him. Oh my god. That I did not expect that. I did not see that coming. That's realistic, that's believable that he could be there. But at the same time, what the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, that's so good. Oh. And then you get to see like their adventures throughout the town. Zoro and Tashigi at Ippomatsu's shop. Sanji getting the elephant bluefin tuna. Usopp calling Kaya, even if he just left a message, like that was brand new. That was a completely new thing. It was very adorable though, and an amazing inclusion. Amazing. I just liked seeing everyone going around. I kind of wish we saw Nami trying on some of the new clothes, because that was a really fun scene in the anime, showing Nami like trying on all the different outfits. But we saw like the little bit of like Usopp going for the goggles that Daddy Masterson's daughter was wearing. It's like, oh, that's such a good Easter egg. Because anyone who's watched the anime knows what that means. Anyone who's watched the anime, it will instantly get that. And like I said in the reaction, Daddy Masterson was, filler. But if I remember hearing right, and you can correct me if this is wrong, but I believe I remember hearing that Oda has stated that all of the filler in LOGUETOWN was originally supposed to be part of the manga, but that due to constraints or whatever, he had to like cut it back. And so when the anime got to that point, it was added back in. The stuff with like Carmen and the cooking competition, the stuff with Daddy Masterson, that was supposed to happen. So I like that we saw that. I think we saw Carmen in the background when Sanji and Luffy were at the fish market as well. She has like the wild pink hair. I think we saw her too. Also, we got a little glimpse at a wanted poster for Pedro, which is fucking wild. Of all characters to get a little Easter egg for. There's just so much here. The action was great. The performances. Everyone's general like physical performance got so much better. Like Emily Rudd and Taz Skylar specifically as Nami and Sanji, their physical performances in action were improved so drastically. Nami's work with the bow staff when she tries to attack Alvida, Sanji's fighting style and the kicks and everything. It's like they were great in season 1. I really loved what they did, but they were so improved here. Like they really put forth extra work. And I don't know if like Emily Rudd was doing her own stunts there. I know Taz Skylar does his. Like he's very much had to work to get into shape to do all of this. He's talked about that. He even taught himself how to cook so he could actually do that stuff too. But yeah, it's like I don't know if Emily Rudd is doing her stunts, but either way, like it was still great. The movements were still great. And again, going back to the increased presence of Baroque work, seeing them like going to Shellstown to find Mr. Seven's body was such a good touch. Because the Mr. Seven stuff from season 1 was never in the original manga and anime. It was only mentioned once we got to Baroque Works later on. Once we actually got in touch with Baroque Works, it was mentioned that Zoro was given an invitation, and that he killed Mr. Seven. We never actually saw it. And so the fact that we saw that in season 1 was already pretty cool. But now we're getting to see Baroque Works agents actually coming in to, like, find Mr. Seven's body. We see Miss All Sunday, Miss Valentine's Day, and Mr. 9? I think? No. 6? No, 5. No, he's 5. I get the numbers mixed up sometimes. The female agents are easier to remember because they all have like very specific days. But the agents who have numbers are a little more difficult. I remember Mr. 1, 2, and 3 very easily. I remember Mr. 4. I believe this is Mr. 5. I believe this is Mr. 5. I think Mr. 9 might be another one we have coming up that we already have confirmed is going to be in this. And I think Mr. 8, I believe I know who Mr. 8 is as well. Just trying to remember all the numbers is like sometimes a little confusing. I think that was Mr. 5. I'm bad with numbers, okay? Even when it comes to like characters like this. But like seeing them checking on that, getting to see Robin taking out Miss All Sunday taking out all the Marines, it's just like gave me absolute chills. Absolute chills. So good. Made me cry. It genuinely did, because it's like she's my favorite character in all of One Piece. And considering how many fucking characters there are in this series, that's saying a lot. So it's like seeing her in the live action, just it absolutely made me cry. I'm in awe. I'm in awe and wonder. I loved every bit of this. It was so good. And this is only the beginning. Because next episode, we're actually going to be going into the Grand Line. Like, that's what this season's subtitle is. And next season, we're actually going to get that. We're actually going to journey into there. By the way, I didn't mention as well. Or did I say next season? I meant next episode. By the way, we also got a scene here with Roger and Garp prior to Roger's execution that is normally not shown until well later as well. And that's fascinating too. Because the scene with Roger and Garp, like, I see what they were doing with it, but that's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be fascinating. But yeah, this was fantastic. This was such a fantastic start. And knowing what's coming next, knowing what we're going to be getting the rest of this season, Like, I couldn't be more excited. This is going to be something truly special. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you're a longtime watcher, what did you think of how this was adapted and all the new stuff added? If you're a newer watcher, if you're like watching alongside my reactions or whatnot, let me know what you thought of this as someone who hasn't seen the series before, as someone who is new to this. And either way, like, I'm very excited to see what comes next. For now, though, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.